case concerning members of a gang. The gang trial began on September 7, 2012 at the court of Kentron and Newark, Maharashtra General Jurisdiction under the presiding judge Mikitar Papoyan and Mesrop Makian. 7 defendants were accused of robbing several apartments and houses, stealing large amounts of money and other belongings, as well as possessing drugs and illegally obtaining 2 cars. According to investigators, Artush Hakopian and Gurgen Karapetian recruited gang members David Galstian, Samvet Daftian, Armen Dalakian, Artur Manukian, and Karyan Amoyan in May of 2011. During the month of August, the gang members robbed and attacked Atom Gazazian, Edward Bezoyan, Arvan Grigoryan, Napoleon Azizian, and their families. The defense attorneys for the suspects claimed that their clients were tortured in order to obtain evidence. Therefore, the evidence used to charge the suspects should be ruled inadmissible. Additionally, there have been several violations reported, including police brutality, torture, ignoring the defendant's health conditions, and indefinitely postponing of trials. One of the accused, Armen Dalakian, died at the prison's hospital on September 7, 2013, at the age of 41. Due to his death, his case was never resolved. However, before his death, Dalakian wrote a letter to his lawyer about the torture he had experienced. The letter stated, "I made a confession upon being pressured and beaten by masked police employees of the 6th Division. I did not commit assault. I did not have drugs in my possession. Police removed from my pocket a bag of drugs that wasn't mine. I didn't want to sign the testimony. It wasn't mine. I denied that I committed assault, but they said it's all the same. I'm going to stand trial for drug possession. The masked men threw me to the ground and began to beat me. They beat me for around 4 hours, taking turns. I thought they would kill me, and that is why I wrote what the investigator told me." The letter was read during court on June 11, 2014. Another defendant, Karam Amoyan, is being tried separately due to his serious mental condition. Mr. Amoyan's condition deteriorated while in police custody due to the abuse he suffered by police officers. He has also experienced 3 strokes while in pretrial detention. During one of his court sessions, the ambulance was called twice, demonstrating his need to be hospitalized and under the supervision of doctors. However, that court session was not postponed, and the prosecution continued presenting their case. There have been several times that Mr. Amoyan was unable to attend court because he felt ill, causing his trial to be postponed. The suspected mastermind behind the burglary, Artush Hakopian, has been sitting in prison for 3 years since his case is continuously postponed by Judge Makian. Mr. Hakopian's lawyer, Hovik Arsenyan, made a motion during one of the court sessions to change his client's measure of restraint due to the prolonged trial and the lack of evidence. However, it was denied by the judge. Mr. Hakopian proclaims he is not guilty, explaining that none of the defendants knew each other prior to being arrested and the stolen materials were never recovered. Additionally, Mr. Hakopian stated in his testimony that the former police chief, Ali Sarkisian, has a personal agenda against him. He explained that during a gathering at his uncle's house, his uncle's wife is Ali Sarkisian's aunt. Several years ago, an altercation occurred where Mr. Hakopian hit Ali, who at the time was a musician, with a hose. A fight broke out between them, and Artush and his friends beat Ali and his uncle. Therefore, Artush believes that he is being harassed and falsely accused of crimes he did not commit due to the tension between their families. Another defendant, David Galstian, submitted an appeal to the European Court of Human Rights, stating that he had been abused while in police custody. His attorney, Stepan Voskanyan, explained that they had attempted all possible court measures in Armenia and were unsuccessful. Therefore, Stepan Voskanyan believed it was necessary to reach out to another court body in order to prevent his client from experiencing any more violence. During one of the court sessions, David Galstanyan cut his wrist with a sharp object as an act of protest. David harmed himself after the prosecutor read a testimony that he allegedly gave during the preliminary investigation. However, David has stated repeatedly that he never gave such testimony and that the police tortured him. Stepan Voskanyan said that his client had self-harmed himself once before, after the death of Admin Dalakyan. Judge Makyan reached a verdict and found that all 5 defendants are guilty of committing robbery. The judge handed out different sentences to each of the defendants depending on their involvement. The defendant's attorney petitioned to the Court of Appeals. However, the appellate court ruled in favor of the initial verdict. Karyam Amoryan's case is still waiting to hear from a neurologist who will testify on whether or not Mr. Amoryan is able to participate in the proceedings due to his health conditions.